What is going on, guys? This is Xatter here, back again with another video. Today we're going to check out a mod review for the 579. It is a stretch chassis. So this is the day cab. It does not work with the day cab, and I don't know what happened to the interior of the truck. Could be another mod inflicting on that, or conflicting with it, that's causing that. But we'll get into this. So we'll go to the customized configuration. Go over the cabs. You either have to have the stand-up sleeper or the high-rise sleeper to have the stretched chassis. So you could choose either one. So we'll go with the stand-up sleeper. So here's the chassis. You can't pick any of the short ones. They are only for the day cab. So you have the 6x4 long, 6x4 long, 300 gallon, and then you have the longer, which is the stretched chassis. And it is lowered. As you see, it does lower the truck and does stretch the chassis out, which is nice. So we'll go over to engines. Still your Packard and Cummins engines. I believe I have a map or a mod in that does add more engines in. I know I do have one that adds a straight piped engine in that's on the Steam Workshop. So if you do want this engine, it is on there. All you have to do is just type in Cummins ASX 15 straight pipe and it'll be there. Over to transmission, still the same old transmissions as before. Nothing's changed here. You still have your Eaton 4 10 speeds, 13 speeds, 18 speeds, all the same with the retarders. Your Allison 6 speeds and the 6 speed with the retarder. I'm going to choose the 18 speed with the retarder. Go over to interiors, still the same interiors. Nothing's changed there. You still have your stock prestige, and then you have your stock platinum. We're going to go with the platinum for today. For paint jobs, it's still the same old paint. Nothing's changed there. So you have your deep black, your forest green, sky blue, snow white, dark gray, pure red, sunny yellow, custom color, which works. So it all works. I know some edits do conflict with other things. They will make some of the stuff on the truck not work, so I'm just testing out the paints to make sure they work. And then go down to those dark red metallic, sky blue metallic, and then custom metallic color, which once again all works. And then we'll go to the second one. It all works. And then we'll go to the third one. And as you see, if you look on the fender, that it works as well. Then you have all your stock skins that come with the truck from SCS, so we won't look at those. So they all still work. I know that because they're stock with the truck, and the mod does not conflict with them. We'll go to the accessories. Well, first let's change the paint of the truck. So we'll keep this white, and then we will use this preset. So we'll do this. It's a bit ugly, so we'll go with a green. I think would work best. There we go. Alright, so over to accessories. So if you do want to have the light adapter mod in, it does conflict with the sun visor. The first one does, the second one does not. Although it does say that, it doesn't. It just lowers the lights down into the roof, which doesn't make any sense. So there they are, but you can't have a sun shield. So if you pick on one, well, you can. For some reason, I don't know why that conflicts with it. It really shouldn't, but so you got your standard sun shield, which does get rid of that. So we'll go back to the light adapter. Your exclusive sun shield, which still gets rid of it. And then you have your exclusive chrome. And then we'll put the light adapter back on one more time. And now these down here should not mess with the lights up top. So you have your chrome sun visor, luxurious with no lights. You have the sun visor sharp with no lights, and then you have the sun visor luxurious, which does get rid of the light bar, and then you have the sharp one. I know those both have lights. Now if we go and choose light adapter, it does change it, so that does suck. But you can choose, whoops, you can choose this light adapter even though the lights are down low, and you are able to have sun visor. So that does work like that. Moving down to the bug deflector, it still works. And then you have your standard, and then you have the sharp. Since we do have a sharp sun visor, do the sharp one with the lights. Since we do have the sharp sun visor, we will have the sharp bug deflector as well. Down the bull bars, you have your oversized lid placards, which you can get off the Steam Workshop. And then you have your samurai bull bar simple, bull bar dragonfly, bull bar extra large, bull bar fencing, twister, sting, joker, Goliath, and the vortex. And I do not like any of them, so I'm not going to put one on. Down to bumpers, you have your bumper duty, your bumper standard, which is painted. You have your bumper chrome large with slots, so you could add your own lights in. Bumper chrome extra large with slots, as you see the difference between the two. And then you have your bumper chrome large with flares on it. So if you put the lights on it, it has the large flares on it. I'm gonna go with the extra large with the custom slots. I'm gonna put my own lights on here. So we'll pull this down, do the left blinker there, do normal LEDs here and over here, and then do the right blinker over there, and then we will do multi LEDs across the bottom, like so. The mirrors, they do work, the hood mount mirrors, so they still work. And then we'll go to the right side, make sure they still work, and they do. I'm not going to put any on for this. Going down to the tires, it's just, the tires still work. So I'm going to change the tires real quick and the rims before we get into the back side. You have your mirrors. You still have your mirrors duty, which is just plastic. Your standard mirrors, which are painted, and your mirrors exclusive, which are chrome. I'm going to go with the painted. And you have your door handle, standard, and then you have your door handle trim, and then you have a chrome door handle. So I'm going to go with the chrome. Now if you go back to the exhaust, it does have the old side pipes, the Peterbilt official Style 1, Style 2, and Style 3. If you choose any of those four, it will get rid of the plastic side skirts. If you choose the SCR Eco, like so with the stretch chassis, you are able to keep it like this. But if you do want any of the side pipes, it will get rid of the side skirts. Now you can see that there's nothing. So if we click down here to side skirts, there's the standard, which is all plastic, and then there's the O-O stretched side skirts, which fixes the problem. So if we go back to exhaust, you have your old side pipes, and then you have the official Style 1, Style 2, Style 3, and you are still able to put the SCR exhaust on the bottom. I'm going to go with the old side pipes for this truck. Then you have your cabin panels, which has round side flares on it, which unfortunately they don't go back to the rest of the Aero kit. Wish they did, but this is a beta, so it was just released today. So hopefully in the future there will be updates for it that have, that does fix this problem. And there'll be another thing back here in the back of the truck I'll go over in a moment too. And then you have your oval side flares. I'm going to go with the round ones. Going on the back side, I believe, I could be wrong, I gotta look it up again, that you have to have Vipers 389 with the to have the backlights on here. So here's the rear lights and hookups. So you could add lights, you know, any kind of lights that you want to have on the truck, on the back side. I'm not going to have any on just for this video. Then there's a utility rack, which I will keep on. It has reverse lights on the top. So there's the utility rack. If you look, there's no options for the fenders, which wish there was. So hopefully, like I said, in a later or in the future update, that there will be an option to change the fenders. Have some half panels and tuning fenders, you know, painted and chromed. Maybe some double round fenders or even plastic fenders. And then moving on to the mud flaps, I do have the mud flaps mod in. I'm not going to go over all those. And then there's the standard, and then your white. I'm going to go with the white ones. And then the side mirror on the side works, so that's still there. We'll change the back rims out to the Seagull wide chrome. So change those real quick. And go down to Roadmaster. And then go over to the front wheel. I believe I changed it already. Yeah. Alright, so that's everything on the outside of the truck. It did say it added new flares in it and new bumpers and exhausts. So those are everything I went over, especially the stretch chassis. That's the main theme of this. So as you can see, there's the stretch chassis. We will take the truck out for, you know, a drive around the block, as I usually do. Let you hear this ISX 15 straight pipe if you haven't heard it already. So last thing we'll do is the interior accessories. There's a steering wheel. I don't have the pack, so I just have the two standard wheels, which is the Prestige and then the Platinum. Go with the Platinum to match the rest of the interior. And then you could add any knobs on there if you would like. I do not like them, so I'm not going to add any. But that's everything with the truck. So we'll take this, we'll confirm this, trade it in, take it around the block, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. See what I like, you know, tell you what I like about the stretch chassis. Sorry for the long loading time, so we'll skip that. Alright, we'll go on the outside. I'll let you listen to the engine sounds real quick of this. So this is the ISX 15, the Cummins ISX 15 straight piped engine mod that I have in. Downside of this mod though, even though it says it's straight pipe, if you do hit the Jake brake button to apply the Jake brake, it does not have a straight pipe sound for the Jake brake, which is a bummer. So check out the lights. There's the lights. There's the turn signals. So there's the right side. There's the left side. There's the back. Left and then there's the right. So they all work. You can see the stretch chassis is nice. Now, like I said, I wish there was an option to change the fenders because it is a little bare. But it's okay. So we're gonna take this around the block. Just listen to the sounds of the truck. I will do an exterior and interior as we drive, and I will also do an interior and exterior of the Jake brake as we come around the block. So as you can hear, it's still quiet. So it's not straight pipe when the Jake brake's on, so that sound needs to be fixed. the exterior sounds, so you guys can hear that. So if you are a fan of the, sorry for the lag, if you are a fan of the stretch chassis, this is something that you have been waiting for the Peterbilt 579, then this is the mod for you. I will leave a link in the description that will take you to the Steam Workshop, and then all you have to do is just log in if you're not already logged in, and then hit subscribe, and then it's a small update. It's only about 5 megabytes, so it won't take long to install. So that's good. See, now this is one thing I wanted to test out with this rack that I have in the back. It says, you know, utility rack with reverse lights. So put the reverse lights on, and the reverse lights on the frame, on the stretch frame, and on the rack do not work. This is a beta, so there are going to be bugs. So there should be an update out, you know, in the future that will fix that problem. So that's one thing also I didn't notice before, but we noticed it here, that there is no reverse lights on either the utility rack or the chassis, the stretch chassis. If you do decide to put the, you know, the backlights on the back side and put your own lights on there, they should work. Why don't we go test it out real quick? Since it didn't work with this rack, we'll go test it out real quick, just to make sure that it is working. So we'll go in here, and then go to upgrade, and then we'll go change the rack on the back. So there we go. So we'll just add some reverse lights. Let's see. Run rear light clear. Or no, we don't want that. We want reverse light. So there we go. Alright, so we'll hit confirm. And then we will come back out. So we got the reverse lights on there on the side. So we'll start to test out just to make sure that this option works. So as you see there, it does. So if you do want to have reverse lights on this truck, I would recommend having the backup lights on the back side of the cab, because there's no reverse lights on the chassis that work, and on the utility rack. So we'll shut the truck down. You know, overall, this is a nice mod. I do like the stretch chassis. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I typically wouldn't drive around in it, but I do like this. So hopefully in a future update that the reverse lights on the rear will be fixed. That they also add like a stretched 8x4 or 8x2, I mean, and an 8x4. That would be pretty neat to have a stretched triaxle for the 579. Hopefully more exhausts come in that don't interfere with the sun visors. I'm sorry, with the side skirts. You know, you could always have an option to have a hole coming through the side skirt for the exhaust. Maybe different side skirts options with them as well, to add lights onto the steps. You know, change the fuel tanks. I think that'd be pretty cool. Have the cab cabin panel lights go all the way back to the aero cab. Have the option to take off the aero cab if you don't like it. You know, so those are all ideas that could, you know, possibly be out for a future update. You know, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, you know, thumbs up, subscribe if you are new to the channel. I'm still new to doing YouTube, so you know, all the support does help. You know, every time I see, you know, views and, you know, I see that I'm again some subscribers, it does make me want to, you know, make more videos for you guys. So, and every time there's a mod that comes out that I feel that I like, such as something like this, you know, I will make a review on it and give you my thoughts about it. I will always, you know, drive around at the end. You know, if there's a new engine such as this one, you know, I will drive around the block just, you know, just to test it out. I like doing that. I also won't really sugarcoat anything either. The 579 is already a stock, you know, SCS truck, but I still went over everything just to make sure that it was still, you know, there was nothing wrong with it. As we already saw, that the back is the rear lights don't, or the reverse lights don't work. So it is a bug with the chassis, which will hopefully be fixed. There is going to be another mod review coming out soon. I believe it's the Peterbilt 367. It's a heavy haul type style truck. It has a big radiator in it, has a big hood on it, so it has a better cooling system when it does haul heavy loads. So whenever that becomes, I will make a mod review on that. So, you know, be looking forward to that when that comes out. I'll probably do it the day of, or maybe the day after that it comes out, depending on what's going on in my life and other stuff. So this has been Xsatter here. Once again, if you are new, you know, please subscribe, like, comment for more, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, take care.